Hi guys, welcome to my channel Soil and Margaritas. I'm so glad that you're here. So today I'm going to show you how I'm going to start coleus from seed. Last year I started coleus from seed and I had great success with it. The only thing that I did wrong, and I basically killed the plants when I did this, is that I took them out a little bit too early. They went through a little bit of a cold phase and that did it. That killed my plants. So hopefully this year I pay a little bit more attention about the weather and the nighttime temperatures, and I won't have that problem. So there is only one variety that I got, the chocolate covered cherries from Park Seed. You can also find them at Johnny's, I believe, but they were out. So they're a little bit more on the expensive side. I believe this package costs about $3-4 each, and they only come with 10 seeds each. So I have basically 3 packages here, 30 seeds total. So that's what I'm going to start today. I'm going to be using seed starting mix from Burpees. This is what I basically use for everything that I'm starting. The containers that I'm going to be using are these. These are the ones that I got from Grower Supply. They are the 288 cell plug trays. They have a hole here at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. So you basically have 288 pieces here. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to be cutting them so that I only use the ones that I need. I don't need to start 288 of something all at once. So I'm going to cut this. I have some left over from the snapdragons and the other flowers that I started last week. So I'm going to use that, but I just want to show you something else, because I had a couple of questions from some of you from my last video. So one of these cells, the 288 cells, fit in a regular 10 by 20 tray. I don't know if you can see that. These are the flat trays. So when you need to water, you can just water from the bottom, because that's what you should be doing anyway. And that basically stays like this here. If you see here, these right here are your regular 72 standard trays, what you will find at most places. These are the 6 cell containers that you normally use. What I want to show you is just how tiny these are compared to the 6 tray. I don't know if you can see here. So they are very tiny. You basically wouldn't want to start something here to get it ready for transplant. They're just very, very tiny. The only reason why I'm using these containers is to get the seeds to germinate, so that later, 2, 3, 4 weeks later, I can move them to these containers or something bigger. So I just wanted to point that out, because I know I had a couple of questions of people asking if these trays fit in a 10 by 20 flat, or how big were those compared to these. And you can find all of the measurements from Grower Supplies, but I figured I could just show you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to get my seed starting mix ready. I'm going to add a little bit of water so that it's moist. I'm going to get 30 of these containers here in one piece, and then I'll show you what I do next. Okay, so I wanted to try this technique of applying each small tiny seeds to containers, but obviously I failed. And what I realized is that the first container, it had about 13 seeds. So that's pretty cool. I got some extras there. So I am trying to go just 1 seed per cell. Oh, I'm probably gonna have to add a few more because this second one had 11. Okay, so I could have 5 more extra containers. I love it when they add extra seeds. So right here, what I'm going to do is basically, I'm just going to make my own little tray. I mean, I'm going to use this tray that I got from meat packaging that I got from the store, and this fits perfectly right here. So from what I read, you don't really need a lot of covering for these seeds. As long as they're touching the soil, that they make some contact with the soil, then that should be fine. Very, very lightly, adding just a little bit. And like I mentioned, I already added water to this, so it looks a little bit dry. And I'm going to make sure that I water plenty. So I am going to add plenty of water. And if there is any water left over, I'm just going to take this out and empty this back on the container. It's not a big deal, but I think that I'll probably gonna need a little bit more. And there you go, I have my name tag. These are going to go straight under my shelves that I have back here, and hopefully here in a few days we'll start seeing some germination. The package mentions that the seeds will germinate from 7 to 21 days, so 1 to 3 weeks or so. So I am not going to be impatient about the germination here. I know this will take time. I know that Coleus is one of those plants that takes a little bit of time to grow from my experience from last year. So hopefully we get some nice plants this year again, and then hopefully I can actually keep them alive while taking them outside this year. So this is it, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Remember, if you are following the journey of seed starting for 2021, every Friday I will have a seedling updates for you for every seed that I have here germinating or growing. So if you haven't, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And until the next video.